Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you a full in-depth demonstration on how to use the ordinary vitamin C suspension 23% plus hyaluronic acid spheres 2%. And I'm going to break this video into steps so that by the end of the video you know exactly how you can use the vitamin C suspension. But before that, I also want to share with you some main information. Now, first of all, vitamin C is great to even out the skin texture and to reduce the look of any fine lines and wrinkles. And as it already mentions, this is a suspension, so you can use it alone, or if you want to include it in your routine, then use it after the water-based serums. And it also can be used in the morning or evening. Now, when also using it, applying it to your face, please make sure to avoid any contact with eyes. Use it only on unbroken skin. Keep out of reach of children, and if an irritation occurs, stop using it and consult a physician. Now, the vitamin C suspension cannot be used alongside the ordinary niacinamide or the ordinary EUK 134. So if you have the vitamin C suspension at home, as well as the niacinamide and the EUK, please make sure that you are using them at alternate times and do not use them in the same routine. Now, what else do you need to know? Well, when you're first using it, a very strong tingling but non-irritating sensation is expected during the first 1 to 2 weeks. Also, it needs a few seconds to feel absorbed by the skin, and it also feels gritty for the first few seconds after the application. And it also can be diluted in a cream based upon application to allow the skin to build up tolerance over time. And this is also something that I'm going to share with you as well. But before that, let me show you how you can do a proper patch test. So to do a proper patch test for the ordinary vitamin C suspension, we are going to do this on the upper forearm area. And before you're going to place anything to this area, make sure that you're going to wash it with a little bit of water and soap and then pat the area dry. So now you can go ahead and use a very small amount of the vitamin C suspension and place it on the freshly washed area. So give it a moment, it's going to soak into the skin, and now you're going to leave the product onto the area for 24 hours. Also make sure that you're going to keep this area dry while doing the patch test. So after the 24 hours have passed, you now can rinse the area with water. Now, if any redness, burning, itchy, blistering or other irritation is observed at any time throughout the patch test, do not use this product. If you can't see an irritation, then now you're also ready to use it on your face. So before you're going to apply the ordinary vitamin C suspension to your face, it's important to start off with step number 1, which is washing your face with a suitable cleanser. If you have a cleanser at home that you really like, then go ahead and use that one to wash your face with. Also make sure to read the directions of how you should use your cleanser. Sometimes a cleanser needs to be applied on dry skin or on wet skin, and if you need to rinse it off with water or just pat it off. And I also wanted to share with you a little trick on how you can get most out of the vitamin C. And this is also choosing a cleanser that includes hydroxy acids and at least a 4% of glycolic acid. as this is going to lower the skin pH, and this is also where vitamin C is going to be most effective. So if you really want to get that anti-aging benefits that vitamin C can offer, using a hydroxy cleanser beforehand is a great option. Now I'm going to give you the example right in front of the camera. I'm going to use the Face Theory Clarifying Cleanser, which also includes AHA and BHA. It includes 4% of glycolic acid, 2% of salicylic acid, and 1% of lactic acid. This is a great combination. And with this one, I have to wet my face at first, then apply a small amount onto the face and massage it onto the skin, leave it on the skin for a minute, and then rinse it off with water. So, and now I'm going to leave it on the skin for a minute before rinsing it off. Also, if you want to use a fresh cloth in between that you're going to wet to remove the cleanser, that's fine too. And now go ahead and pat the skin dry. And now you can also use a pea-sized amount for the entire face and neck area when using the ordinary vitamin C suspension. Now I'm going to show you now on one side how you can also apply it when I'm using like the pure vitamin C suspension, and also how you can dilute it. So, and now if you want to dilute it, you can also dilute it with a cream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a small amount of the vitamin C suspension. Then also using the ordinary natural moisturizing factors, and this is also how I'm going to dilute it, to reduce the strength of the vitamin C. And now you can also go ahead and mix those two together. Of course, if you're going to use it all over your face, make sure to have around a pea-sized amount for the entire face and neck area, which also will be enough. And if you want to use the vitamin C only on certain areas, that's fine too. Then use a little bit less. If you want to, you still can dilute it and then just apply it on that specific area that you also want to treat. So, and if you have applied it, either the pure form of the vitamin C suspension or you have diluted it with your moisturizer, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now, when using the vitamin C suspension during the day, like in your morning routine, I also highly recommend finish it off with a good sunscreen. If you're going to use the vitamin C during the evening, there's no need to use also a sunscreen afterwards, because you're going to do it just before bedtime. And then evenly apply it all over your face and neck, your ears, or as well as behind. You can also use it under the eyes and on top of the eyelids if you like to. Just make sure that you're always going to use a sunscreen on those areas where your skin is being exposed. Also when being exposed to the sun. So, and the sunscreen is your last step if you're going to use it also in the morning. Now, of course, if you want to include the vitamin C suspension into your skincare routine, then it's also important that you know the order of application, which always starts off with, first of all, cleansing your face. Then you're going to move on to any water-based serums. Then you move on to any anhydrous solutions and oil formulations, and then you're going to finish it off with any creams and suspensions. Just so that you also know in what order you also need to use the vitamin C suspension in case you also want to use it in your skincare routine. But if you want to use the vitamin C suspension on its own after you have cleansed your face, that's totally fine too, whatever your skin concerns is. And this is also how you can treat it. Now, I also do hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!